Missing child Harmony Montgomery. Authorities continue to search family's home for the 7-year-old who was last seen in 2019. On Wednesday, authorities arrested Montgomery's biological father and stepmother. Nancy Grace, a neighbor, argues the system failed in protecting 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery, who was last seen in 2019. However, she was just recently reported missing by the state. New Hampshire authorities continued their search for 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery at the Manchester home where she was last seen during a police call to the address. The current homeowner at the address is cooperating but not involved with the case. Due to the ongoing investigation, no additional information will be released at this time, New Hampshire Attorney General John Formella said in a Saturday statement. Officials asked the public to respect the privacy of the current residents, and to stay off of their property as the investigation continues. Public records show the home on Guilford Street recently changed tenants in the spring of 2020. At one point, Harmony was seen at that address, and that's why he had some interest, and if we need to continue to have interest in that address, we will, stated police. On Wednesday, authorities arrested Montgomery's biological father and stepmother, Adam Montgomery and Kayla Montgomery. Adam Montgomery, whose criminal history of violence included pleading guilty to shooting a man in a drug-fueled robbery in 2014, somehow was able to secure sole custody of his daughter Harmony on February 22, 2019, and moved her to New Hampshire. Her mother, Crystal Sorey, had to surrender Harmony to the state of Massachusetts in the summer of 2018. Between July 1 and 22 of 2019, Montgomery allegedly punched the girl in the face. At that time Harmony was 5 with visual impairments that included blindness in her right eye, in the face. Kayla Montgomery, her stepmother and her father's uncle Kevin Montgomery later told police they saw Harmony with a black eye. Her own uncle, Michael Montgomery, said he heard about it. But no one reported it to police until last week. This was after detectives started demanding answers. Child welfare agencies in both states declined to comment, citing privacy concerns. However, someone could have tried more to assist this little girl. A reward for information leading to Montgomery's location has reached $60,000. Law enforcement officials are asking anyone with information about the 7-year-old girl to call or text a 24-hour tip line at 603-203-6060.
The abduction of Nepfertieri trader. Nepfertieri trader, a 33-year-old mother of 3, decided to take a late-night drive to a convenience store on June 30, 2014. There was a 7-Eleven store a few minutes away from her home in the Saddlebrook neighborhood of Newcastle, Delaware, and Nepfertieri, called Neffy by her friends, was a regular there. Neffy had been living in her Saddlebrook home for nearly a decade, and often went to the 7-Eleven late at night to get coffee or cigarettes. She made the drive there and back without incident. It's unclear exactly what happened after she parked her car in her driveway, but her family does not believe she ever made it back inside her home. Neither Neffy or her car were ever seen again. Denise Trader, Neffy's mother, placed several calls to her daughter throughout the day but was unable to reach her. At 6 p.m., she decided to drive over to Neffy's house to make sure she was okay. When she got there, Neffy's car was not in the driveway. On the lawn, she found a loaf of bread that looked as if someone had stepped on it. Denise also noticed a cup of coffee, a pack of cigarettes, and a single unopened condom placed on a porch chair. A pair of flip-flops, later determined to be Neffy's, were located next to the front door. There was no sign of Neffy inside the house. Denise immediately called the police and reported her daughter missing. Newcastle County Police conducted a canvass of the neighborhood trying to find anyone who had information about Neffy. Since it appeared Neffy had been taken away in her own vehicle, police issued a description of the car and asked patrol officers to keep an eye out for it. It was a silver 2000 Acura CL with the Delaware license plate 404893. The smashed loaf of bread located in the front yard suggested that some kind of struggle had taken place there. It appears that Neffy was approached by someone shortly after she got out of her car. Her shoes and other belongings found on the porch seem to indicate that she never made it into the house. Neffy's case received very little media attention, and few tips were called into police. 3 months into their investigation, detectives admitted that they had no strong leads and had not been able to develop any solid information about the abduction. The FBI arranged to install billboards at various locations along Interstate 95 between Maryland and Connecticut. The billboards, which contained information about the case and the reward, urged anyone with knowledge of the case to call the FBI. Denise Trader also attended the news conference, and she pleaded with the public to help her find her daughter. Although she forced herself to stay strong for the sake of Neffy's 3 children, whom she was now raising, she admitted that she thought about Neffy constantly and just wanted to be able to bring her home. Both the Newcastle County Police and the FBI have been convinced from the beginning that Neffy was the victim of foul play, abducted by force from her own property. In 2017, however, the FBI went a step further and stated that they presumed she was deceased. Nepfertieri Trader was 33 years old when she went missing in 2014. She has brown eyes and brown hair, and at the time of her disappearance she was 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighed 125 pounds. She has tattoos on her lower back, left arm, and right chest, and had a scar on her left leg. She was last seen wearing a pink sweatsuit. If you have any information about Neff, please contact the FBI Baltimore office at 410-265-8080, or Newcastle County Cold Case Scan at 302-395-2781. Amber alert for Texas 3-year-old Lina Sardarkiel discontinued but police still searching. The child has been missing since December 20 of 2021. The Amber alert for Lina Sardarkiel, a missing 3-year-old girl in San Antonio, was suspended on Friday afternoon, but police stressed that the investigation is ongoing. While the Amber alert for Lina has been suspended, it's critical to communicate that Lina is still a missing person, and, once again, we continue to follow up on leads and actively search for Lina. We will continue to diligently continue combing through leads in hopes of locating Lina and reuniting her with her family. Lina was last seen December 20 between 4:30 p.m. and 5:10 p.m. local time at a park on the 9400 block of Fredericksburg Road in San Antonio, according to police. The park is near the family's home. Lina's family is part of an Afghan refugee community in San Antonio and speaks Pashto. Police have issued alerts in multiple languages. An FBI dive team ended a search for Lina on Wednesday without finding any trace of the girl. Police Chief William McManus said a day earlier that SAPD's investigation had led the FBI to an area not previously searched, which ended up being a creek bed near the family's apartment complex. An 11-person FBI team spent 2 days combing that area. Lina has brown eyes and brown hair and was last seen wearing a black jacket, a red dress and black shoes. Before the Amber alert was discontinued, police issued multiple alerts saying that the child could be in grave danger. The Islamic Center of San Antonio is offering a $100,000 reward for anyone who can help find Lina. The Crime Stoppers of San Antonio also has offered $50,000 for information resulting in the arrest or indictment of any suspect connected to Lina's disappearance. Anyone with information on Lina's case is urged to contact the department's Missing Persons Unit at 210-207-7660, or Crime Stoppers at 210-224-7867.
Baltimore woman is on a desperate search to find her missing daughter. Karen Hawkins worries her adult daughter might be in danger because she hasn't heard from her in more than a year. Hawkins recalled how her 39-year-old daughter Marlena Craig was living with her and wanted to move out on her own. In December 2020, Marlena packed her bags and headed to New York City. Hawkins said her daughter called her after she arrived. It was the last time they ever spoke. She talked to me, and the only thing she said is, "I love you, I love Eden." That's her younger sister, and then after that I tried to call the number back. The number was disconnected, and I haven't seen or heard from her since. Not only did Marlena's cell phone go silent, but Hawkins also said her daughter's social media presence faded away. Facebook posts of all her activities and travels could no longer be found online. She had documented everything in California, her in the airport, her on the subway train in New York, and now there's nothing, everything on her social media is erased. Marlena vanished without a trace. She's always had a cell phone where she could communicate. She's always been on Facebook. This situation right here, I know in my heart, something is really wrong. For her not to say anything to anybody, that's not her. Hawkins searched the internet to find her daughter. Karen explained that on Marlena's 40th birthday, she logged onto a site called Instant Checkmate to perform a public records search for her daughter. The information she found led her to an address on North Payson Street in West Baltimore. When I saw that she was on Payson Street, that was the last place that she was at, I thought that she was maybe still here. So, when I heard that, I thought okay, she's okay, she'll call me, but no, she never contacted me. Hawkins continued her internet search of North Payson Street and took to Google Maps, where she not only found a blurred out image of a person on Google Street View, but she also believed she found Marlena. "I know it's my daughter," Hawkins proclaimed. Finding the image might have been a reassuring clue, but it's a mystery to her as to why the person she believes is her daughter in the photo appeared to have an amputated leg. "I don't know if somebody did that to her, or she's sick. I don't know anything," Karen said. Hawkins said she went to the West Baltimore neighborhood in November 2021, looking for answers but only found more questions. "I came home, I called the police. The police went down there and I told them if she is down there, if she is in that house, I'm worried." Hawkins filed a missing persons report with officers at the Baltimore Police Department's Northeastern District, where her daughter's case remains unsolved. "I love her, and I'm never going to stop looking for my daughter." Hawkins said police believe there's a chance Marlena might not want to be found because she's an adult. If true, Hawkins would rather hear it from her daughter than police. With a deep sigh, Hawkins said, "I want Lena to know that I love her, and if she's going through anything, she can call me and she can come home." Tips about Marlena's disappearance can be reported to Baltimore Police Department, Northeast District. 410-396-2444.
The Delaware State Police, DSP, Homicide Unit is continuing to investigate the missing person report involving Sheila Doyle, 66 years of age, of Fairfax, Virginia. Sheila was last seen at her second residence in the Salt Pond section of Bethany Beach, Delaware on June 15, 2020 at approximately 1 p.m. Sheila was in the company of her son Brian Doyle, 35 years of age, of Burke, Virginia. At this point in the investigation, Sheila is believed to be deceased and Brian is the suspect in her death, according to DSP Public Information Officer, Senior Corporal Heather Pepper. However, as a plot twist, Brian was found deceased on June 17, 2020 by the Fairfax County Police Department in Virginia. Sheila Doyle is 5 feet 6 inches tall, 130 pounds, with brown hair and is still missing. Her vehicle, which has been recovered with her son, was a black 2020 Buick Enclave with Virginia registration UKZ 7235. Brian Doyle was 6 feet 5 inches tall, 250 pounds, with brown hair worn in a buzz cut. The 8 by 10 foot rug, which was a predominant interior piece, was missing from Sheila's residence in Bethany Beach. Through investigative measures, it is known that Brian stopped in the following areas on the afternoon of June 16, 2020 and obtaining a ticket as proof: Primark Road, east of Milton, U.S. Route 113 in Milford, Middle Run Valley Nature Area, north of Newark, and White Clay Creek State Park, north of Newark. If anyone has information in reference to this incident, they are asked to contact Detective Daniel Grassi at 302-365-8441.